Hey, what's up, guys? So today I just wanted to talk about how you can micro invest your way to wealth. So sometimes, we think that we need 200,000, 500,000, $1 million to finally start investing and to make ongoing recurring income. But that's not always the case. A lot of times you have spare change in your house. You might have some collecting dust somewhere. Gather that up, put it in a piggy bank, maybe save for a month, and then go down to the bank and deposit that money and put all of that money into, stocks. Like, you have apps like Wealthsimple, you have apps like Questrade. These are apps where you can buy shares of a company, not at full price. Because let's say, for example, you have Apple, you have Tesla, right? These companies, they're for, 700, 800, some even $1,000, or, some $500 for a whole share of a company, right? So you can buy these at fractions of shares on apps like Wealthsimple and Questrade, and you can spend like $5, $10, $2, and you own like 0.5%, or maybe even 0.2%. You own like 20%, 0.20%, 0.2% of that company. That's still ownership of the company. You're still going to be an owner of the company, a part owner, by investing the spare change you have. So you're micro investing your way to wealth. You don't have to drop 500, $1,000 to buy a whole share every time. If you can't afford it, you can micro invest, and in return that actually creates more benefits for you, because you feel way better knowing that you're in the game. Because when you're trying to buy a stock and it's for too much, like, let's say, for example, VOO, right? VOO, that's the ticker symbol of a Vanguard ETF. That's for about $500, or around $480 or something like that right now. uh it's going to be hard sometimes to get the $480 to just invest in one go. But if you're investing $10, every couple of weeks, you're $10, $10, $10, it creates that discipline to get that investment going. You're constantly building for your future, and then next thing you know, you're investing that $10 every couple of weeks. By the end of the year, you have about $400 or $500 invested in, and you own a full share of the Vanguard ETF. And now you're getting recurring income because they also pay dividends, where you're getting $2 every quarter. Right? It's not a lot, but to get $2 every quarter from not doing anything, I mean, that's great. I mean, you're waking up and you're getting, hey, $2. Hey, $2 is, like, you're not doing anything. Your money is working for you. So that's why it's so important to start micro investing. So do your research. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do want to help you and walk you through these steps. So make sure you do your research on investing. So micro investing, right? Start with $5 a week. Start with $3 a week. If you have $3 of extra spare change, that's still great. $3 every single week being invested is still an amazing, you can still get amazing outcomes year after year after year. It's about the discipline, it's about the compound effect. So that's the most important thing, the compound effect, because your money is going to be making money, right? So if you put in, around $500, and you're investing in ETF, historically the ETFs perform at about 7% of APY per year. So 400, that 7% of 400 is about $5, $6, $7 a year. So the next year you're gonna have this amount of money added onto that 400, and that's gonna add on to that $406. So micro invest your way to wealth, guys. Do it slowly. You don't have to invest a ton of money. $5 a week, $3 a week, whatever spare change you have. Instead of buying a burger on Tuesday, or instead of buying a can of soda after you're done work, save that money and then just put it into into a stock, and you could still be an owner of that stock, and you can invest in a lot of different stocks. But just make sure you do your research and make sure those stocks are actually beneficial in the long form, in the long run, and they historically perform at a good rate. You want to be safe. Don't invest in the high risk stocks. Look at the stocks that have been performing year after year. So guys, if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.